Yo, yo, yo. And as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, I am going to be doing a Raw review. I was unsure that I was going to do a Raw review because I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't find last night's Raw to be great. It was good, but it wasn't great. It was a very, very low good for me last night because, I don't know, I just felt a bit lackluster compared to last week's Raw. And yes, I shouldn't be comparing this week's Raw to last week's Raw because technically, last week's Raw was the end of 2024, technically, in a way. And now the Raw that's just happened last night is technically the new season for 2025. That's how I kind of like look at it, is that the Raw after WrestleManias is like the end of 2024. I know we're in 2025, but like it's kind of like the end of 2024. And then once we get onto the Raw after Mania that's happened, so last night's Raw, it is now 2025 season until the Raw after Mania for WrestleMania 42. That's kind of how I look at it, because now yes, we're in 2025, but we're now on the road to WrestleMania in 2026. I kind of count it now that this is the new season in 2025, so that was kind of the end of the 2024 kind of season, that Raw after Mania, and it was so good. So yes, I can't really compare it to that Raw because, like I just said, that's the end of, I class that as the end of the 2024 season, and now this is the start of the 2025 to 2026 season. But in a way, I kind of have to, and I have given it a 4 out of 5. If you're new around here, I have been rating Raw and SmackDowns and PLEs since 2010 when I started watching wrestling. And if you're not new around here, then I'm sorry, but you're going to hear this every single time I do a Raw and SmackDown review, because of course I'm going to show what review I gave it. But yeah, I don't know, I just felt a bit lackluster last night compared to last week's Raw. But this is the start of the new season, so we have to take this as this. What happened on tonight's Raw is the rivalries that are going to be pushed for the next foreseeable future for 2025. Because yeah, that was kind of last week's Raw, like I've said quite a few times now, kind of like the end of the rivalries that went on from 2024 onwards. So we're kind of in a new season now. But yeah, anyways, let's kick on with what happened on Raw, obviously. We kicked off the show with Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker, and Paul Heyman as a trio. It didn't have any new entrance music or any new like entrance graphics. They came out just to Seth Rollins' normal theme song and entrance graphics. So I was kind of expecting like a change of song or a change of even a change of graphics. I wasn't necessarily thinking that they're going to change the song because it kind of works for the kind of group that Seth Rollins' song. But I was expecting them to kind of change the graphics so it kind of said Paul Heyman's name and Bron Breakker's name and Seth Rollins' name on their entrance, but it didn't. It was just Seth Rollins coming out to his own music, and own entrance. But yeah, we had a little in-ring segment by Seth Rollins, and he just pretty much said that this group is the future of the company, and that CM Punk and Roman Reigns are not kind of worthy of being the future of the company, pretty much, and it's what's best for, like, pretty much what's best for business for Seth to be the leader of the future and for Bron Breakker to be on his side and for Paul Heyman to be pretty much by his side, and just said that yeah, pretty much the group that's the future. Like, he didn't really say like much. He only really said that this group is the future of the company, and anyone that tries and gets in his way like Roman and CM Punk did, they're all gonna fall to the group pretty much. So but there wasn't really like much said. Like Paul Heyman didn't speak, Bron Breakker didn't speak, and then Sami Zayn's music hit, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a little bit weird. Like that don't really make sense. So they just forgetting Roman and Punk even happened, because I was no, I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting Roman Reigns and CM Punk to come out, and then maybe like they do like a back and forth like promo segment between all 5 of them, and then a brawl happens between Seth, Braun, Punk, and Roman, and then Nick Aldis. Obviously, Adam Pearce was off for illness or off for, I don't know why he was off, to be honest. For some reason, and then once they all stopped brawling, Nick Aldis was going to announce that they were going to have a tag team match at Backlash next Saturday. But Sami Zayn's music hit, and I was like, okay. I thought Sami Zayn was kind of going to be involved with Jimmy and Jay a bit, but no. He came out to speak to Seth and pretty much called Seth that he's kind of doing what Roman Reigns done, where he sets up a group that is behind him, because Roman Reigns was the leader and they had to obey what Roman said. And he was pretty much saying that Seth is doing the exact same thing. And then Seth was like, no, this is different. I'm helping build the future of the company, and don't ever compare me to the bloodline. And Sami Zayn was like, well, you're doing literally the same thing as what he done. If we don't obey to what you say, we're gonna pay for it, and we're gonna be blacklisted and blackrolled and whatever else term he used. And just saying that they've been friends for so long, and Seth doesn't need to go down this road and do this, because he's better than that, pretty much. And then I'm not going to talk about the ending of Raw, but I will talk about the segment that happened between Sami Zayn and Paul Heyman. Pretty much Paul Heyman came in and spoke to Sami Zayn and said that Seth Rollins has given him an alternative to, well, he said that in the promo in the ring, but following on from that, he said that if you go to SmackDown, the winner of Randy Orton versus John Cena, Sami Zayn will have an automatic title shot at whoever wins between John Cena and Randy Orton. Like, he'll be the automatic like #1 contender for Saturday night's main event, for Money in the Bank, whatever PLE that would be on. Sami Zayn will have an automatic #1 contender spot, pretty much. And Seth was the one to do that for Sami, so it kind of made Sami look a bit like, oh, like I get to have like a #1 undisputed title shot against Randy Orton or John Cena. Okay. He didn't really, I don't think he said anything during that segment, but that was kind of what the alternative was. But Bron Breakker was literally like waiting outside the locker room, because Bron wasn't happy that Seth Rollins was trying to get Sami Zayn to join his group. Yeah, but overall, those 2 segments, not the ending segment, because obviously we'll get onto that in the end. But it was alright. Like Seth Rollins' promo was decent. I preferred Sami Zayn's promo on Seth, to be honest, and I did prefer Seth Rollins' promo. But the backstage segment between Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn, Paul Heyman's always so good the way that he speaks, so I was expecting a really like enjoyable like not video promo, but really good promo by Paul Heyman anyways. But overall the segment was like decent, like not what I was expecting, I'm not gonna lie. Considering that Backlash is next Saturday, and this could be like the good opportunity to like show people the power, not of positivity, the power of Bron Breakker and Seth Rollins as an alliance, and to test if they actually work together by putting them up against some legends and goats and top people of the company in CM Punk and Roman Reigns at Backlash. Like, that would be a really good test for the group. But we never got any of that. I mean, it could be announced next Monday that they're going to have a match at Backlash. But I don't know. Like, I kind of wanted it to be this week so that we had a little bit more time for stuff to happen next week. But now we're just going to go straight into something next week between Punk and Roman probably, and Seth and Braun, and then immediately a match to be announced. So I kind of wish we had a little bit more time to kind of process this match that we're going to get at Backlash, but we're not going to really get that much time to do that. But it is what it is. Again, like I've said, the whole segment, apart from we'll see the ending, we haven't spoken about that yet, was decent, but wasn't good and wasn't great. It was decent. I am very sorry if you heard that. I am very, very sorry. If you didn't, then you're probably thinking, what the hell are you saying sorry for? But if you did, I'm very, very sorry. Anyways, these videos never go smoothly, do they? Never go smoothly. Next we had Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez was the match opener for the night. And what it was so annoying though, because it was such an incredible match between those two. I was not expecting to see Roxanne Perez have a match against Rhea Ripley so quickly. I was expecting them to wait until a possible Evolution PLE in July for the all women's PLE. I was kind of expecting to wait until then, but no, we got Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez on a Raw, which is fucking sick in itself. But yeah, no, the match was incredible, and then it got interrupted by Julia. Julia was trying to distract Rhea, it didn't quite work, so Julia attacked the injured leg of Rhea Ripley, and Roxanne and Julia started beating down Rhea Ripley, and then Io Sky's music hit. She came out to help Rhea Ripley, and possibly either setting up a tag team match for next week on Raw, or they're going to try and drag this out as much as possible to then set up a tag team match for Evolution in July, because obviously Evolution in July is not that long away, like it's like 2 months away yet still, but well, probably like 2.5 months. But they can try and drag this Io and Julia and Roxanne and Stephanie and Rhea. Did I say Rhea? Rhea, Io, Roxanne, Julia and Stephanie. They can drag that out until July if they do it well. So we might see a tag team match next week, but we might not. So I'm not too sure yet, but either or, if we don't or we do, it's going to be good whatever if they carry on the rivalry up to July, or they have a tag team match next week on Monday Night Raw. It's going to be amazing, because like I said, I was not expecting what happened last week on Raw with the whole NXT roster getting involved in the first place. Sorry, I keep touching my hair. I don't know why it's moving when I'm not in a windy place. So I don't know what the hell my hair's doing. It's got a mind of its own. Anyways, but yeah, I'm going off track again. Wasn't expecting to see Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez on the Raw. Like, that was pretty fucking dope, and the match was actually really, really enjoyable. It was a little bit slow at first, but then it really started to pick up in the middle and the end. Well, obviously ended in a disqualification, but still, it was still a good match. And then we had the next segment I'm going to talk about. I wrote it all down this time instead of watching it on Raw, because I kept having to pause the video, and yeah, it was just getting a bit too annoying to have to keep pausing it. So I wrote it down now. I'm going to start writing it down, so the stuff that I want to talk about instead. Next we had that I want to speak about is that we had Logan Paul come out. And not gonna lie, when Logan first announced on his Instagram that he was gonna be at Raw to speak about something, I was really confused to what that may be. Like, really confused. I was like, okay, Logan Paul's gonna come out. to speak. I was like, okay, what's he going to be talking about? Maybe going after the Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio, but then I was like, no, that don't really work. I was like, oh, Jay, because they've had a little thing before, Logan and Jay, where they've had a little confrontation before. So as soon as Logan came out, I was like, oh, actually, I know what he's going to speak about. Jay, Yeet versus Yeet. We've got Ya Yeet versus Yeet, because obviously Logan Paul used to say Ya Yeet. And then obviously you've got Jay with his Yeet. So we had a little back and forth segment, mainly Jay absolutely roasting Logan Paul, saying that he's not going to give his title to some punk ass YouTuber named Logan Paul. And yeah, Logan got cooked. Logan's good on the mic, don't get me wrong, like he is good on the mic, considering he's not been in WWE for that long and he's already pretty good on the mic. Jay absolutely cooked him. But yeah, and then later on in the night, I know this happened like towards the end of the show, but I'm going to speak about it now because it's a bit pointless me speaking about their segment and then waiting until it actually happened later on. I might as well just put it in one. But yeah, Jay, was speaking to Sami Zayn backstage, and then the camera like panned on Jay for like quite a long bit of time after Sami left, and I was like, Logan's gonna be behind him. Like, I already knew that Logan was gonna like be behind him, and that's exactly what happened. Logan was behind Jey Uso and punched him square in the face, to either set up a feud that's going to happen at Saturday Night Main Event. They might leave it off Backlash because the Undisputed Championship's on Backlash, so they might leave it off Backlash, and they might do this at the end of May instead, for the main event of Saturday Night Main Event, Logan Paul versus Jey Uso, possibly, or it could happen at Backlash, one of the two. But they're definitely setting up a match between Logan Paul and Logan Paul and Jey Uso. Sorry, I threw off chat because I'm gone on my YouTube because it kept going dark and it kept dimming. The camera kept dimming out because my screen on my PlayStation kept obviously going dim. So I've gone on my YouTube, but I got distracted by Chris Van Vliet doing an interview with Buddy Matthews. But yeah, no, they're definitely setting up a match between Logan Paul and Jey Uso down the line. Like I said, whether that's at Backlash next Saturday or at Saturday Night Main Event in 3 weeks Saturday. So yeah, either or, I'm down for a Logan Paul and Jey Uso feud for sure. Never thought I'd be saying that I'll be down for a Logan Paul, a YouTuber that I used to watch. And I mean, every day he uploaded a vlog, I was watching it. I was more into Logan than Jake Paul when both of them were filming vlogs every day. Yeah, the Logan Paulers and the Logang and all that. I was, a part of all that situation that was going on. I was a fan, I guess. And if you told me when I was watching Logan and watching wrestling at that time, when Logan was just a YouTuber filming vlogs every day and Jay was part of a tag team with his brother Jimmy called the Usos, and in 2025 Logan Paul was going to face Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship, I would have laughed straight in your face, because what? Nah. Like, no, like, I would have never believed you if, like, in 2016 you told me that Logan Paul was going to face Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's like a funny match that you do on your career mode on Universal, or well, not career mode, on Universal mode. That's like a funny match that you do, that you like just do as like as a banter match. So like the fact that we're gonna like get Logan Paul versus Jey Uso is just crazy in itself. Like, as much as some people don't like Jay, and some people don't like Logan as a wrestler. It is still crazy that we're going to get those two have a match, and Jay's the world heavyweight champion. Like, it's just mad, a bit mad. But yeah, no, I'm so down for the feud. So down for the feud. The next segment that we had, that I'm going to talk about, is Judgment Day versus War Raiders. That match was incredible. If we had that match that we had last night on Monday Night Raw, and we had Judgment Day versus the War Raiders for the World Heavyweight, not the World Heavyweight, World Heavyweight, for the World Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania, in that slot for night one, this match number 2, I would have said, well done. The Judgment Day versus the War Raiders deserve to be on WrestleMania, because as much as there was no stipulation last night, it was a great match. So I would have been okay with that match if it happened at WrestleMania night 1, match 2. I would have been quite happy and satisfied with that match being on the card, because they absolutely cooked last night. Like, it was so good. Like, Ivar was doing cartwheels and flips. I was just like, what is happening? JD McDonough is back in the ring. Quite quick, actually. I was expecting him to be gone for like 8 months, 9 months, to be honest with you, considering the kind of injury that he had to his head. But I guess having a big head has helped him come back sooner. Sorry, JD. But yeah, I was not expecting him to come back so soon. Well, obviously he came back last week, but I wasn't expecting him to be in the ring as quickly as he was. So that was quite cool to see. And JD is just so incredible in the ring, like so incredible. Like all of them are, to be fair, all 4 of them are. Because as much as the New Day versus the War Raiders at WrestleMania wasn't great, it started to kick like up a little bit in the middle and in the end. So the War Raiders are good in the ring. But that match last night was match of the night for me. Match of the night. Very, very close with a match that we're going to talk about very soon. But that match was so good. Like, so good. It was kind of a bit at the beginning. But in the middle and the end, I was like, yeah, no, this is great. This is what the Raw Tag Team division needs. It needs matches like this, and it needs more people involved. Like, why are we only having the Judgment Day, the New Day, and the War Raiders involved in the tag teams? Like, we have A-Town Down Under, which could be involved, which are both incredible in the ring, and we could have some incredible matches. And then we have the Creed brothers, who are absolutely incredible in the ring, but don't get shown as much. Like, we've got 5 tag teams there that can have good matches, but the Raw Tag Team division just seems to just show 3 of the 5 tag teams. I can't even think of any more tag teams on Raw, to be honest, other than those 5. But it's annoying, because like, I have no idea why the screen went really green yellow there. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened. I think it's because my curtains are open, and oh, hang on, my mum's calling me. I'll be back. Hang on. I'm hoping this doesn't just stop, but I might have to add on to this. I'm very sorry, guys. Very sorry. Yo, guys. I am very sorry. For one, don't know why the quality keeps like kind of going a little bit like yellowy green. I think it's because the colour of my curtains, I think, and the sun like going like quite dim and then light is kind of messing up with the screen quality a little bit and like changing the colour. So I'm very sorry for that. Secondly, I'm very sorry that I've had to cut this video. Well, not cut, I haven't had to cut this video, but there was a cut in this video. My mum rang me, and I was hoping that it didn't just stop recording and it just stayed on pause, but it just stopped recording. So if you're wondering why there's a sudden cut, that's why. And the third thing happened in this video that I'm very sorry about, because I listened to this back and you can hear it. But it's a natural thing that happens, and I don't want to record this video again. And to be honest with you, I like to keep my, unless I mess up my words really badly, like really badly, and I say something that I wasn't actually meant to say yet, or just completely mess up my words pretty much, I will re-record it. But if something natural happens in the video, like you can hear previously to listening to this part of the video. I'm just gonna keep it going and keep it in and just not redo this video, because this is a Raw review and I just don't want to speak about everything that's happened on this Raw again, because I'm going to forget something that I've said in this video and I just don't want to refilm it. So I'm very sorry for the cut, for the quality that it keeps changing, and I'm very sorry for the natural thing that happens in it as a human that you can hear in this video. I'm very sorry, but it's better to keep this, like, what's the word I'm looking for? A first Raw cut, pretty much. Like, this is the first cut, time I film this. I'm not gonna refilm it. I'm just gonna keep it out how it is, with no cuts. Apart from obviously the cut that happens because Mum rang me. But as I was saying, I can only think of 5 tag teams that are on the Raw division, and they need to start showcasing them a lot more, because the matches that we've had with those 5 tag teams, I can't think of one match where it hasn't been like at least decent. Like I can't think of a match where like that match was absolutely terrible, never do that again. I can't think of a match like that when it comes to tag teams, because I feel like every time they are shown on Raw, we get an absolute decent, good, and sometimes an absolute banger of a tag team match. So why the Raw division isn't getting enough attention like the SmackDown division is, I really don't understand. Like, I really don't. But I'm hoping that in this new season of WWE, the Raw division starts being able to showcase their talent and we get absolute bangers by each of those 5 tag teams. Unless one of them, I'm not going to talk about that yet, because I might talk about that in the Backlash prediction video that I do. If a match gets announced, but one of those people in those 5 tag teams might actually join another team, but we will then leave it as that. But yeah, the match itself was absolutely a 5 out of 5. It was, well, not a 5 out of 5, a 4 out of 5. It was great, very, very enjoyable match, and again, so happy to see JD McDonough back in the tag team division. The next segment that we got was Becky Lynch and Lara Valkyria. Becky Lynch obviously came out first to say that she was the reasoning for what happened to Bayley. There's no need to go on a mystery hunt for the next few weeks. There was no need to try and find video camera footage. It was Becky Lynch that attacked Bayley, and the reasoning that she did it is because she felt that Bayley was the one that for the past 6 years has constantly verbally and physically attacked her, and now she's all buddy with somebody that was supposed to be her best friend in Lara Valkyria. So she wasn't happy about that. She felt like she was being, I wouldn't say she felt that Lara was being used, but I think she felt betrayed. That's what the word I was looking for. Betrayed by Lara Valkyria because Bayley was teaming up with Lara. So Becky Lynch took out Bayley, and then because Lara Valkyria knew about the rivalry that has been going on for 6 years with Bayley, she then turned her back on Lara, because Lara decided to team up with the person that had been on her case for 6 years, pretty much. That's what pretty much the segment was. And then Lara came out and said that she was told by the locker room to not trust you, but she didn't want to believe all of the stuff these people were saying was true, and that she wanted to be the new Irish WWE Tag Team Champions together, and that she said that she's a better wrestler than Becky Lynch, and that she wants to have a fight with Becky, but she knows that Becky will only have a fight with her if she puts the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Becky said some stuff to her, and then Lara Valkyria kicked her in the face. They started brawling, and then they're gonna have a match at Backlash for the Intercontinental Championship. We won't talk too much about their match at Backlash, because like I said, I am gonna do a video once the card's been officially announced for Backlash. do a prediction video. So we're not going to talk much about what could happen in that match and who I think is going to win, but it was announced on the Raw that we are going to get Becky Lynch versus Lara Carey for the Intercontinental Championship, and I'm pretty hyped for it. Looking forward to it, and yeah, I think it's going to be quite a good match. I'm hoping, but yeah. And then we had a video package by Rusev. I don't think it happened after the Becky match, Becky and Lara segment, but I'm not speaking about everything that happened on Raw. I'm just speaking about the things that I want to talk about, obviously, of course. But we had a video package by Rusev saying that he's now back to being the Rusev Crush something. I can't remember what it was called now. Yeah, I can't remember what term he used. But pretty much he's back to be the Bulgarian Brute, pretty much. And he's here to crush everybody and dominate everyone, and he's back to his old ways, pretty much. Back to the Rusev he was before he became the Rusev that he didn't know and then left to find himself. He's now back to the first Rusev that joined WWE. And I'm excited, don't get me wrong, I am excited to see what happens next with Rusev. Obviously it was announced on Raw that he is going to face Otis next week, which I do really believe it's going to be quite a squash, like 4 or 5 minute match, which I'm down for. I don't want it to be a really long match between Otis and Rusev. I'm kind of hoping it's quite a quick match, especially for Rusev's first match back in WWE. I don't want it to be a fully long one. If it was like a debut, like say for example he had never been in WWE before, then I'd want him to have like a good like 8-10 minute match. But the fact it's a return, I'd rather he just absolutely squashes Otis. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I was kind of expecting him to have a match last night. I was kind of expecting him to go one-on-one with Akira Tozawa, then squash Akira Tozawa in like 3 minutes, start attacking Akira, Otis gets involved, and then that's why Otis is facing Rusev next week. But instead we just got a video package by, package and promo by Rusev, and then he's going to have a match next week. Like I kind of hoping for, like, we got both. Like we got a video package by Rusev, but we also got Akira Tozawa versus Rusev in a squash match, and then Otis gets involved, and then that sets up Otis versus Rusev next week. But we didn't get that. But it is what it is. But it was a good video package and promo by Rusev. Like very, very good. But was kind of expecting a match of some degree from Rusev, but it is what it is. The next match we had, the next segment match I want to talk about that happened on Raw was the match between Ivy Nile and Stephanie Vaquer. I think I said that right. And oh my god, what an incredible match. I'm not going to lie to you, I was expecting this match to be like 5-6 minutes long. I was expecting it to be quite a quick match, or I was expecting it to be a quick match but it ends in a disqualification because Julia or Roxanne Perez got involved, but they didn't. We got a, like, I'd say about 10-11 minute match, and oh my god, it was incredible. Like, this match was very close to being match of the night for me, but I just gave it to Judgment Day versus the War Raiders because I just enjoyed that a little bit more, but not much. Like, literally just like a little tiny bit more enjoyed that tag team match than Ivy Nile versus Stephanie Vaquer. But oh my god, what an absolute banger of a match it was. Bit confused to why we got Ivy Nile versus Stephanie Vaquer, to be honest with you, because we didn't have anybody attack Stephanie from behind, or we didn't have any other interaction with Stephanie. She just had a one-on-one match, so I do find that a little bit random that she just came back to Raw just to have a one-on-one match, but didn't get involved in the whole like Rhea, Io, Julia and Roxanne situation, and they didn't even get involved in her situation with Ivy. So a little bit confused to why she even had a match on the first place. Just a bit random, but I'm here for it because Stephanie is absolutely incredible in the ring, and it's so nice to see the NXT Women's Division be showcased on Raw, and hopefully will start being showcased on SmackDown as well. because it is very enjoyable to have some new faces on Raw and SmackDowns, but at the same time, a little bit confused why Stephanie just had a one-on-one match with Ivy with no backstory to why she had a match with Ivy, and there was no interactions whatsoever between Roxanne, Julia, Rhea and Io and Stephanie. But a bit random, but I'm not going to complain like too much about it because the match was absolutely incredible, like incredible. So shout out to those two, absolutely incredible match. And then we had towards the end of the show, and there's only 2 more segments I want to talk about. This one that I'm going to talk about right now, and then there's one more after this. We had a absolute brilliant promo by Pat McAfee. I was expecting him to go into the ring because that would have been like a proper like in-ring promo, but he didn't. He stayed on the announce table. But either or, it was absolutely incredible. He pretty much just said that he hopes that he's remembered as this amazing guy and how he does so much for all these different communities. So like the what do you say, the homeless community, the LGBTQ community, I can't actually remember what other communities he spoke about now. Oh, the hospital, donating money to hospitals. It's just he's done a lot. He's had like quite a few other few other communities that he's helped as well. But I can't exactly remember. Those are the only 3 that I can remember off the top of my head that he said. But it was really nice to like hear like a kind of like a not a sloppy segment, like a sloppy story, but kind of like a look what I've done for the community kind of promo. But then we got the Pat McAfee where he wants to fight Gunther as well in that promo as well. So I really enjoyed it. Like it was a really good, amazing promo. But Pat McAfee called out Nick Aldis because obviously Adam Pearce wasn't on the Raw this week, and said that can he lift Gunther's suspension because he wants to fight Gunther. And I was like, nah, no way are they going to do Pat McAfee versus Gunther next week on Raw or at Backlash. I was like, no way. Like, no way. Nick Aldis came out, said no to lifting the suspension, but said that they can have an unsanctioned match inside a WWE ring at Backlash. What? Like, I know Pat McAfee can wrestle. Like, he's not great in the ring, obviously, but he can wrestle. Like, he is pretty decent in the ring. But Gunther's a different beast. Like, it's just, I don't know how I feel about that match. I don't know. It's quite crazy to actually have that match happen on a PLE. Pat McAfee versus Gunther. Like, very random match to have. Definitely when Pat McAfee was attacked last week, I wasn't expecting them to have a match. I just thought that was just Gunther taking his anger out on Michael Cole and Pat McAfee because of their biased opinions that they had between the feud between him and Jay. But I wasn't expecting him to have a match with Pat McAfee. Like, what? A little bit crazy. But I went on Instagram today, and Becky Lynch and Lara Carrier for the Intercontinental Championship has been announced officially on Instagram, but the Pat McAfee and Gunther match hasn't. So are they really going to do that match, or is Gunther just going to attack Pat McAfee before the match even happens, and we just have a massive vicious attack by Gunther to Pat McAfee, and we're not actually going to get a match? Or someone's going to replace Pat McAfee because they don't want Pat McAfee to have a match with Gunther. So someone replaces Pat, and we get a match between somebody and Jey Uso, somebody in Gunther. But I'm not too sure. But they haven't actually properly announced it on Instagram. Well, not to my knowledge that I've seen since recording this video. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that segment was absolutely brilliant, and I am excited to possibly see Pat McAfee versus Gunther at Backlash. It's going to be a very interesting match to watch and see how that plays out. But the last segment that I want to talk about is the Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn segment that happened at the end of the show where Sami Zayn had to give Seth Rollins an answer if he was going to join SmackDown or he was going to stay on Raw and be punished for staying on Raw. And Sami Zayn said that I'm not one to pretty much take the easy road and automatically get a shot at a title. I want to earn my shot at a World Heavyweight or Undisputed WWE Championship match, and I ain't gonna be threatened. I've always, he said, pretty much you've always learned to do it the hard way, and yeah, pretty much not take the easy route. And obviously Seth Rollins wasn't very happy about that, and then Bron Breakker's music hit, and we got a match between Sami Zayn and Bron Breakker. I was really confused. I was like, why is there a referee in the ring? Like, I wasn't expecting them to have a match. I was just expecting Bron Breakker to like creep up from behind and just brutally attack Sami Zayn, and then it ends by Sami Zayn being brutally attacked by Bron Breakker. But instead we had like a 7-8 minute match. I was just like, okay, I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know we were actually getting a one-on-one match between them. But yeah, we got a one-on-one match, which was a decent match. And then I think Bron Breakker delivered like 4 spears to Sami Zayn, and then the match got called off. And then Sami Zayn curb stomped Seth Rollins curb stomped Sami Zayn, and it ended with Bron Breakker, Paul Heyman, and Seth Rollins standing tall over Sami Zayn. No, not a great ending, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I truly do believe that we should have had CM Punk and Roman Reigns get involved. Like, that's what I was expecting. I was like, when they said that Sami Zayn's got to make a decision at the end of the show, I was like, oh, okay, we're going to get Roman Reigns and CM Punk at the end of the show. Sami Zayn's going to say no. Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker are going to start brutally attacking Sami Zayn, and then CM Punk and Roman Reigns music are going to hit. They're going to come out and help. They're going to come out and help Sami Zayn. CM Punk and Roman Reigns are going to stand tall, and then Bron Breakker and Seth Rollins have got to try and find a third man to join their crew before next Saturday at Backlash. That's kind of what I was expecting when they said that Sami Zayn's got to make his decision at the end of the show, to give his decision to what he's going to do to Seth Rollins, but it didn't. It ended in a one-on-one match that pretty much was just 90% Bron Breakker, then ended in about 4 spears and then a curb stomp. And I was like, oh, okay. A little bit of an ending, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens on next week's Raw, because I am presuming that on next week's Raw, CM Punk and possibly Roman Reigns will be there, but maybe just CM Punk or just Roman Reigns, I don't know, or both. But yeah, a bit of an ending to Raw, but overall, like I said at the beginning of this, I have given it a 4 out of 5 Raw, a low 4 out of 5 Raw. I think if the matches weren't as good as they were, I would have given this a high 3 out of 5. But because the matches were really good and a few of the segments were really enjoyable to watch, I have given it a low 4 out of 5. But anyways, guys, again, I am sorry for the constant change of colour that this video has unfortunately been dealing with. I'm sorry about the natural thing that happened earlier on in this video that you can hear, and I'm very sorry about the sudden cut that happened in this video also. But anyways, guys, I'm keeping, like I said, I'm keeping this all like natural. I'm not going to cut anything out. I'm not going to re-edit this. It's going to be how it is. And yeah, but anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy this Raw review. Let me know in the comment section down below what was your favourite moment of this week's Raw, and do you agree with the 4 out of 5 rating, or do you believe it was a 5 out of 5 Raw, or a 3 out of 5, or 2 out of 5, or 1 out of 5 Raw? Let me know in the comment section down below your ratings of this week's Raw. And I am actually, straight after I've uploaded this video, I am going to be filming a figure collection review. So if you see me wearing the exact same top, then that's why, because straight after this I'm going to film a figure review, not figure review, a figure collection. But yeah, anyways guys, I will see you in the next video. Oh no, sorry, this has been Charlie, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.